Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on.
And we've had a few anonymous people message us at our request. So here's a good one. The League One player and his hair transplant, Watto.
Yes, I managed to somehow gain this piece of information. Very true story, obviously, no names, no clubs. So there's a League One footballer, in his wisdom, decided to have a hair transplant in the off-season, which is obviously the sensible time to do it.
Good time to do it.
His teammates obviously would be quite shocked when he arrives first day of pre-season and he's gone from X, Y, or Z to maybe having flowing locks like myself. You never know. But he's come in for the first day of pre-season with a doctor's note. Handed it into the medical team. I'm not really sure how they're supposed to pass the note on to the coaching staff and the manager, but apparently post such treatment in the day, he wasn't supposed to head the ball for 3 months.
So he had a doctor's note, Fozzie, saying he couldn't head the ball for 3 months.
So that's just like the sheepish way of doing it ever. Don't do that. Just go in and be honest, and you've got to own it. I remember like back in the day, having stuff like your teeth done or your hair done, it was like a no-no. You never did it, did you? You never did it. And then it started creeping in. A few players would come back with real nice shiny veneers, but not really say anything about it. It would like swept under the rug, and we'd like get in little circles and talk about it and smirk about it, and players would come in with new hair and you'd be like, have you had your hair done? And they were always a bit shit. Now it's become the norm. Like people aren't really too bothered about it. I'm not saying too many people get it done, but it definitely happens in the off season now. There are a couple players from every team, I'm saying,
well, you know
getting
what?
either teeth or hair done.
You know what? It's the off season when they have to do it, because we know what they call them. It's the old turkey teeth, isn't it?
The old turkey teeth, that's it, yeah. There you go. Yeah, it is. It's happening now. Players are getting them done.
We did have one about this is an interesting talking point, actually. So there was a story of a championship player that we were sent where they signed on loan, did really well on loan.
Yeah.
Did some kind of announcement pictures and whatnot. And I think then they went off for pre-season, came back, and first day of training, Watto, you pick up the story from there.
Yeah, so player A has joined club B, shall we say, and so he's joined in the January window, had a really successful 3-4 months, done well enough that the two clubs come together, there's a deal on the table, so end of the season, signs his paperwork, done his medical, obviously they've seen him for 3, 4, 5 months, they're happy with the character, personality, certainly played well enough to warrant a deal. So he's signed on the dotted line, gone away for his summer, and he's been playing football with his mates and done his hammy, but obviously not aware of the actual damage to the hamstring. So he's obviously come back for pre-season, had all his photos in the new kit before they've started the work, obviously gone in day one when he's had all his photos, everything's done, big announcement, gone to the physio, hamstring's a little bit tight. So he said, look, just mentor, monitor it, just manage it today. You can't say to the manager first day you're not training. So gone out, done, started doing this little bit of a run, had to come in, finished. He'd actually ripped the majority of his hamstring off the bone playing football with his mates. 6 months out, a major surgery. And obviously a big signing for that club at that time. But you have to keep all these things like tight and in-house and obviously away from managers and coaches, because that's certainly a big no-no.
Oh, mate, I think I might have told it this story in the last podcast about James McLean when he used to go boxing all the time. And he came in
Broke his hand?
to West Brom and his hand was massive, absolutely massive. And we were like, James, what have you done to your hand, mate? And he was like, I felt it's just slipped over. And I was like, mate, you go boxing every night, you dickhead. Like, well, it's not rocket science, isn't it? That's what full cast on it and everything. Yeah. Definitely did it in boxing. Whopper.
But the thing is, if you can still play, you're all right.
You're all right. You'll get away with it a bit, yeah.
And I know one story from really years ago, and this former player had been away with his family and he'd gone water skiing. which is obviously contractually a very big
It's a big no-no.
It's like the motorbike.
Yeah.
It's just a no-no. Or skiing, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. So he's gone away, water skiing with the family, obviously come off, and he knows his knee, but obviously at that point he's away with the family, comes back maybe a week or 2 weeks before the pre-season starts. So he knows his knee and he can't really function, but there's no way he can talk to a physio, manager, coaches about that. So he rocked up, first day pre-season, all fine, went out and joined in and come off and alluded to the fact that that's when the injury actually happened and he had to have reconstructive surgery, but not from the fact that he injured it water skiing.
He said he did it in football?
Yes.
Yeah, there's loads of them. There's loads of them where you might have done twist your ankle playing golf or something like that, or just rolled something. Do it like it's easy done, isn't it? If you're walking the dog, how many times you nearly roll your ankle walking up and down hills or something like that?
Ipswich players cut his foot open doing the washing up
There
this
you
week.
go.
He
That's what I
gashed it.
mean. Yeah. If you get an infection in it or something like that, it's dead easy done. But it's important that. Huh? What's it?
Oh, Axel Tuanzebe.
Yeah, it was Axel Tuanzebe, wasn't it, for Ipswich? Yeah, he cut himself doing the washing up, but stuff like that happens.
Yeah. But the thing is, an accident, like the club and all the insurance and all the
Yeah,
things, that's real, isn't it? It happens every day to everybody. But like
Doing your ACL.
Water
doing
skiing.
yeah, you've got it.
The thing is that, like, everybody, and it is in your contract as well, you aren't allowed to go and do certain sports, extreme sports. So it can be skydiving or skiing or water skiing. All of those things are excluded. You are not allowed to do that in your contract. If you did an injury, a big injury like that, the club are within their rights to cancel your contract, unless you're a big player. So Manuel Neuer, he did it last year, didn't he? A couple of years ago.
Skiing,
Went skiing. Broke his leg. He was out for the best part of 6-9 months, wasn't he? Bayern Munich without the best goalie. Germany without the best goalie for 6-9 months. But because it's Manuel Neuer, they know he's going to go skiing. Yeah, they know it. It's like me with my cycling. They know I'm going to go cycling, but they kind of turn a blind eye to it and just hope and pray that he don't go and break his leg.
It would be interesting to ask a legal person here, though. So if they've turned a blind eye to it, right, with Manuel Neuer, and someone else did it.
Oh, it's a good shout.
Sacked them.
Yeah, it's a good shout. That opens up a can of worms.
That's the thing. If you open that door, then the rest of it becomes very
If you've
difficult.
got a player, imagine you had a player who would fall out with the club, right? He'd fall out with the club. He's on 200 grand a week. He hasn't been playing for the last 3 or 4 months. Goes skiing, breaks his leg. I 100% guarantee you that club will look to try and sack him.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I guarantee it they would.
But the old stories, look, you know when you work in a football club, the environment's tight, isn't it? So you as players know what's happening in the dressing room, but even the coaches hear things through physios, masseurs, doctors. And the one, I'm trying to remember the Chelsea guy's name, but they knew he'd been taking recreational drugs. So they just did an in-house test.
Adrian Mutu.
Yeah, in-house test, supposedly a random in-house test. And obviously the contract is null and void.
It's null and void. You can get sacked. Yeah, that's the way football clubs work as well. Is like you have all of these people, workers, masseurs, physios. You have like office staff, like canteen staff, and I'm not saying they're all kind of like snitches or anything, but people just talk, don't they? Like genuinely, people talk. Canteen staff talk to physios, masseurs. That gets passed on to the office staff. That gets passed on to, and the word gets around. It does. Word just gets around.
Well. Actually, one of our sources said sometimes it's known within clubs that, like, the CEO, for example, the chairman, whoever it is, sporting director, will go around and talk to players and staff, almost like on the sly, trying to get information out of them. And this particular member of staff has said he's had a CEO trying to get information about the manager out of him.
Without doubt,
and what a position to be put in as a member of staff.
It's horrible, mate. I've seen it so many times where you can see them coming down in their suits and you're thinking, you don't belong down here. Like, you normally stay in your office up there on your little perch, and us kind of minions, workers, are down here either in the gym or out on the training pitch. Like, this doesn't quite, the dots aren't quite connecting. What are you down here for? You almost get a little bit suspicious straight away, don't you? You know that something's up.
Is it an us and them, Ben?
Not really. It can be. There's certain clubs where it can be that, and it feels like that. It doesn't have to. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like that though. That's the thing. So, like at Wrexham, for example, it's definitely not that. Players are integrating with the staff, the CEOs, the directors, the exec. it's all like one big family, genuinely one big family. It's not us against them whatsoever. And I think it works better when it is that way as well.
Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.